You're mad. I'm back. We did Eris's chapter 5 last time. We lost a bet. Did we? Wait, huh? We did Mercury's chapter. No, we did Mercury's chapter 5 last time. That was, yeah. Losing track of time here. Mercury's chapter 5 was Odin in the murder basement. War room. Thane's chapter 5 now. Strike second. Oh, meanwhile, it's never exactly comfortable when you're standing over a dead body. Even less so when you killed said dead body. When the person you killed wasn't the person you were supposed to kill. Yeah, it was pretty awkward. Luckily, I was the one who was the most composed. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. This ain't good. This is really not great, oh no. He had stood up from his hiding position in the bushes and was now making his way over to the corpse. A little risky standing out in the open by the dead body. But no one was around. If they were, they would have said something before this point. You're telling me? You saying we just shot some civvy? Because, yeah, that's not great. Did this under assumption Locke was just some gambling lowlife. People like that can disappear pretty easily. The police don't give a shit about cases like that. Are you telling me we just shot a completely normal person? No, not just a normal person, a government official? Employee of Governor Aija. That's not nothing. That's not something that can just be handled. Okay, calm down, everybody. No need to freak out yet. Nobody's been freaking out. Shut up. Look, we're jumping to conclusions. Oh? That right. Pray tell, what conclusions are we jumping to right now? Kinda feels like this is a pretty straightforward case. Not exactly a lot of room for nuance. Well, we were tasked to kill Locke. Who's to say that's not Locke? What? In what we know about Locke. My description was pretty sparse. I mean, yeah, you wouldn't think a government secretary would be a gambling scab or anything, but you know, it's possible. Maybe he had a double life. Maybe he wears a wig and makeup. Goes out, spends his nights dressing up. It's possible. This is the angle you're going with? Seriously? Ye, settle down. It's fine. We just got the wrong guy. It's not the end of the world. Settle down? Settle down? Uh-oh. Maybe not the time to pull the tough Thane card. Thane, I get logistics is in your strong suit, but we just screwed the pooch majorly. It's not just a matter of the innocent person we killed. Although, to be clear, that's also quite bad. Sure, whatever. We also screwed up the hit Art put out. It's a big revenue hit. Not to mention possibly damaging our relationship. Of course. Of fucking course. What? No, nothing. Just makes perfect sense to me that your main concern from all of this was that we might be losing some of our precious money. Okay, you know what? Don't see why you're talking at all. Especially considering you're the reason we're in this mess. Excuse me? Could you be cool for, like, a minute? If there was more conflict, in my eyes, that increased the chances that my disguise would somehow be found out. I had to do my best to temper things before they got out of hand. No, I'm serious. Thane and I were here taking things seriously. We actually were, doing our jobs. And you came and interrupted us for no reason at all. We came to, what, play cards? No wonder we weren't on our A game. Are you serious right now? Are you actually saying what I think you're saying? As if you're even more batshit than I thought. I had absolutely nothing to do with shooting this random guy. If you're going to be blaming anybody, blame your masked buddy over there, won't you? I mean, he's the one who actually shot the guy, you know? How it's anyone's fault but his boggles the mind. I take no blame in this. Shocker. Why should I? I just did what I was told. Followed orders exactly as they were given. You gave me the description. I followed it. You're blaming me? I'm just saying you even encouraged the shot. I think assigning blame is a dumb practice. If you were going to, I don't see how it's logical the blame lands on my lap. Tch. Can't believe this is turning around on me. If the shoe fits. What did I do wrong? You got a description. This guy matched it. How on earth should... No, you know what? That's a good point. Your own point. That you haven't said. That's a good point. Shut up for a second, would you? He began pacing around with a contemplative look on his face. I exchanged a brief look with Laura. Felt like we should interrupt him, but we also had no desire to. A few seconds later, he just nodded. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way this asshole just happened to get shot. No shit, ye. We shot him. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's no way it's a coincidence that this dude just ended up being where he was. I mean, it's the exact time, nonetheless. Exact place. Exact clothing. I mean, it all lines up too perfectly. This dude just happened to walk by this park at this time in this outfit, and he must be the unluckiest son of a bitch that ever walked the earth. I agree. It is logical to assume that this was not a case of chance. Oh good, I got Thane's approval. Thank God. Alright, fine, maybe this wasn't a coincidence. So what are you saying? I don't know what I'm saying. Guess I'm saying I don't think it's any of our faults that we shot this dude. Like I said, yeah, you were right. So then, what happened? You think Art screwed us? Huh? I mean, think about it. He was the one who provided the details for the hit. He told us the time, place, description. Anybody could arrange us to kill the wrong person, it'd be him. All he'd have to do is change the who. Okay, but why? Why what? Why lie about it? He already has us performing a hit. Why give us the wrong identity? Wouldn't that just make our job harder? Possibly run into confusion? If he's placing a hit, I think he would just tell us straight up who the target is. It's not like there's any difference between whether we're killing Locke or Secretary Gani. I don't know about that. There's a difference between Secretary Gani and Locke. The latter, like we said, has very few connections. Former is a somewhat respected member of society, and more importantly, works for Governor Aija. Hurting Aija is something that needs a bit more deliberation. Not saying we wouldn't do it, but that's gonna affect things like cost and time to put the hit into motion. Aha! See? Art probably needed Gani killed. Knew it would be troublesome, fed us false info. Mystery solved. He shook his head. Sorry, Law, I don't think that's it. I'm not just being vindictive here, legitimately, I don't buy that explanation. Huh? Why not? Breach of contract like that. It's no laughing matter. Misleading who we kill is a serious breach of trust. Could lead to serious damage on our end. Have you ever found out that he intentionally misled us? I know we like to avoid clashing swords directly with Limbo for a couple reasons, but a direct insult like that trumps everything else. We have to make Art pay. It's a matter of pride. Maybe Art just thinks we won't find out. That's not out of character for him to be a cocky son of a bitch. I don't see it. Not when there's a simpler explanation. Oh yeah? And what's that? Secretary Gani and Locke were in on it together. What is it that you propose it is? Fuck if I know. Though we were thinking that the hoodie was meant to meet with the Governor Aija, right? Maybe there was going to be a trade-off. Locke and Aija had some sort of deal. Art gets way to the details. Thinks Locke's going to be the one meeting with Aija. Puts the hit out. Turns out this Gani asshole is Locke's partner and goes to meet with Aija in Locke's place. Huh. Sorry, I got lines. And just like that miscommunication created, we got a dead secretary. Huh. I guess it's possible. I shook my head. I don't think so. Thane, you know you're being a real pain in the ass tonight. Okay, what is it? There was some shady meeting happening. Why would Gani be the one sent to meet with Aija? Why not Locke? How should I know? I'll put it another way. Makes way more sense for Locke to go, as opposed to Gani. I mean, Gani works for Aija, right? Then Aija would definitely recognize Gani. So? Maybe Aija knew who she was meeting. Okay, if that was the case, why have the meeting here? Why have it now? Don't Aija and Gani work at the same building? I feel like if there was a deal between the two, one where Aija knew who she was dealing with, they'd just do it here. Alright. I'll buy it. So then what's your theory? Huh? If you're gonna be poking holes in mine, you gotta have an idea to replace it, right, Thane? I just sighed. I didn't mean... Fine. What if... Art was just wrong? Huh? We know very little about what happened. That includes how Art got his information in the first place. The law suggests that Art misinformed us. But why put the burden on Art? Maybe he was misinformed, either accidentally or on purpose. Simple at last. Simple as that. Nah, I don't like it. Shocker. Hey, you tell me what sort of misinformation causes you to get 90% of the details right, but the identity of the person is wrong. That makes no sense to me. You know, as much as Art did, you don't just happen to get the most important parts wrong. I can't think of a solution where that happens. Seems to be like this, huh? Seems to be like you're not very creative then. Where'd my mouse go? Excuse me? Look, we know too little. I'm not saying I'm right. It's possible. Anything's possible, I suppose. Thane's right. We know too little. And just speculating like this isn't getting us anywhere. Right now, no matter how we got into this situation, the fact is we're standing in front of a dead body. The wrong dead body. We've kinda had to deal with that. Do we, though? Can't we just, run off? We can. If we want to be sloppy and idiotic. Let me rephrase. Can't I just run off? You can't be serious. Are you seriously suggesting that you just ditch us now? Now, of all times. I don't think I'm gonna help much. Like I said, I don't belong here. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, fuck off. You had your chance to pull that card, and you got offended when I suggested you do. Now that we're in the shit, you're standing here, you're standing here. Useless or not. Fine. It'll make you happy. You know? It will. It really will. He shook his head, scowl not leaving his face. Jeez. The nerve of this girl. I mean, seriously. Can you believe this, Thane? I just shrugged. Not starting this up again. Right, Mr. Yi, we're dealing with a dead body now. So what do we do? How do we go about this? Well, I guess the question is whether or not the hit is called off. Seriously? Isn't it, way too late for that? It's not too late until we decide it's too late. Who knows? Maybe any minute the real Locke will come walking here in his grey hoodie. Me. Who would have said that this guy walking here at the time was a mistake? One was a theory. I could be wrong. It's rare coming from you. Of course, it only comes around when it's most convenient for him. Sorry for the pause. There's just some days where I can tell my voice isn't 100% up to this game, but anyways, where'd we leave off? So, it's just a theory. A Duat theory. That's rare coming from you. At this point, if the real Locke was coming, we'd have seen him, I think. Safe to say he won't be here. Alright, fine. Locke isn't coming here. It's still too soon to call off the hit. No? Look, when the Duats are contacted to do a job, we need to finish the job. If we don't, our name becomes cheap. Even if we fed faulty info? Even when it's not our fault? Yeah, I admire the spirit, but how exactly do you intend to kill the real Locke? I don't know. You paced a bit more, then sighed. Fine. Maybe I'm being a little irrational right now. Funnily enough, I'm a bit thrown off my game. But at the very least, we should get in touch with the employer. Let them know what happened. See if they have any suggestions on what to do. You mean call Art? Exactly. And then you took out the phone. Alright, let's just get this over with. Probably not going to be a pleasant conversation. But well, gotta happen. A few seconds later, a call was made. The phone rang for a bit. And then... click. Hello? Hey, Art, old buddy, old pal, what's up? How's life treating you? I'm fine. Good to hear, good to hear. I am not in a chatty mood. Is the business handled? Business handled? Why so clinical about it, Art? Just answer. Look, the answer's kinda... But this conversation's gonna be a real pain in the ass if you refuse to address things head on. Look, you're not being recorded. Give it a rest. I heard a sigh on the other side of the phone. Fine. What does kind of mean? About that. Hey, is that Art Desma? Wow, such a fan. Not the Time, Lara. Who is that? That's one of my coworkers, Lara. One of your coworkers. I put you on speaker. Put me on speaker? What on earth made you think that? Art, friend, buddy, pal. Sweetie, gravy, take it easy. Think of your blood pressure. The only people on this call are people you can trust. Totally. I mean, I'm just honored I get to be talking with you. Alright, that's enough of that. I'm also here. Very good, Thane, you are here. That sounded patronizing. Perceptive. Wait, did you just say Thane? I said Shadow of Panthea, Thane. No, I said the defunct rock band member, Thane. Of course that Thane. What do you think you're talking to? A deeper sigh was heard. Who am I talking to? What has my life become? Hey now, Art, that's a little bit rude to say on the phone, don't you think? Can't be a bit more respectful. I'd prefer not to. Yet that's a real feisty tone for someone who apparently only kind of did their job. What does kind of even mean in this context? I was getting to it. Say, Art, how'd you get the info for this job? I don't see why that's any of your concern. It is. Because we killed the wrong person. You what? Okay, see, this is why the speakerphone was a mistake. I would have delivered the news a lot smoother. Sorry. How'd you deliver that news smoothly? Hold on, what exactly did you morons do? Hey, Art, it's not our fault. See, we followed your information in the hit. The man showed up dressed as you described, at the time you described, in the place you described. It's not our fault that the person matching that description wasn't Locke. It wasn't Locke. It wasn't. It was Secretary Gani, if you believe it. What? I know, crazy, right? I truly do apologize for this news, but as my associate so bluntly put it, we were just following the directions you gave. You were certain that Locke would be the target, right? I did. Just give me a second to think. The other side of the line went silent for a moment. Okay. I don't know what's going on. All I can presume is that I was misled. Hey, that's okay. Happens to the best of us. I can do without the theatrics, Miss Lara. Oh, sorry. You know, that's what I like about you, Art. You get down to brass tacks. TACKS. I think that's the intended phrase. I respect that in a man. Don't you start, ye. You sound awfully jovial for somebody who screwed up a job. Hey, we're just doing what we were told. I told you to kill Locke. Locke may not have shown up at the time and place I described. That is my fault. However, you went on to kill a totally uninvolved individual without confirming their identity. They match the clothing description. Does it sound like I care? I don't know how you do business with ye, Mr. Desma, but that... Hey, whoa now. I apologize, Art, I really do. I want to make it up to you. What can I do, then? How do I make it up? What's our next move? Oh. Again, the line went silent. That's the time to go all scorched earth, Thane. Don't fuck with me, Art. I'll fuck with you. Give me a minute. The line suddenly went dead. Did he? Did he just hang up? Very good, Laura. You know what the sound of a phone hanging up sounds like. You know, you've always been a tool, Yi, but usually you were cooler about it. I'm sorry. I'm just frustrated, is all. Bit of a perfectionist. Things go off the track like this, it tends to get under my skin. We're all annoyed, Yi. Get over yourself. Yi flashed a nasty-looking grimace at me. Whoops. I've been going a bit far there. Back to being the silent type for me. So, what now? He said he'd be a minute. We give him one. He'll call back soon. Okay, then. Just like that, a wave of silence flushed over the three of us. It was far from the first time we were all staring at each other, quietly. But this time it felt noticeably more awkward. So, anybody know any good jokes? Really, Laura? I don't. I've heard some. I only remember the setups, never the punchlines. And right. Yeah, it's a real problem. I tried asking a comedian friend of mine for help, and he had this weird advice for me. Ah, it's Art. Really banking on the phone call coming in time, huh? Yep. You picked up the phone. Yay, speaking. I know you're speaking. I called your phone. Somebody else could have had my phone. Yee. Look, don't turn this around on me. Saying you're speaking when you pick up the phone is a very common practice. You're the asshole for making a thing of it. Okay, fine, whatever. Look, here's the deal. The hit for lock, it's still on. Sure thing? Got any leads for us on that front? No. Awesome. We have some gathered information on lock. I'll be sending you what I have. Besides, you Duats are supposedly resourceful. Locke's a 2-bit con man. He operates in your circles. Hey, you want us to find the guy? We can find him. I'm just saying. The guy's apparently pretty elusive. I hope you're not expecting a quick turnaround on this. I would hope you'd prioritize it, but yes, I do not expect immediate results. The need for them has dissipated. As for your incorrect kill, you won't be penalized for that. I would sure hope not. Don't push me, Yi. Fine. Thank you, O benevolent Art. You are welcome. That is all. Wait, that's it? Miss Laura, as an outsider, perhaps you do not understand the specifics of this arrangement. I would like as little contact with your little posse as possible. Frankly, I've already made 2 more phone calls with you people that I wanted to today. And the dead body. Deal with it. You're a bunch of murderers, right? Surely you have protocols for this. Erase evidence tying you to the crime. Make it look like an accident. Dump the body. I don't care, just don't get arrested. Or do get arrested, but just don't testify against me. This isn't my problem anymore. Never change, Art. I don't intend to. And just like that, Art hung up. Wasn't he just a bundle of fun? Sometimes you gotta work with assholes, Laura. I'm surprised you haven't learned that by now. Oh, trust me, I have. Oh, ha ha. Very funny. Could we please just start the cleanup and be done with it? Don't know about you two. This isn't exactly how I'd like to be spending my nights. At this point, it's almost morning. That it is. Okay, well, I don't think there's much we need to do. There's cases like this that are custom built for our police contract. I've got to hit them up now. Isn't it pretty late? Aren't they likely asleep? Nah, I had them on call for this in case things went south. You just had them awake at this hour just in case? Yep. Damn, Yi. You're brutal. Just picking that up now? He chuckled to himself. Anyway, last call taught me not to put calls on speakerphone in front of you animals. I'll handle this myself. He started messing with the phone, walking a bit further away from the corpse, leaving me alone with Laura. Well, this is awkward. I've been trying to avoid one-on-one situations with Laura. There's no natural way to get around it at this point. So I just stayed silent and hoped Laura would follow suit. Don't think I forgot about everything. Shit. Oh. Don't owe me. Playing coy is a bad look for you. I wasn't playing coy. Just don't care if you remember. I'll do it, you know. You know you won't. I will. Oh, she is I'm serious. Okay then. Lara continued to just stare at me. This makes me feel like it's a post-Manjet, Lara. Post-Mercury scenario, Lara. Or it could be pre. Obviously, the close friend of hers who Thane killed at one point or another could have happened well enough in advance that this scenario could take place before the Mercury scenario. Or this could very well take place after that scenario. Lara continued to just stare at me. I tried to give nothing away. The mask helped with that quite a bit. I think Lara was about to start speaking. Luckily, you walked back. Saved by the bell. Alright, well, Calvary will be here soon enough. So we just have to wait for now. Pretty much. Okay then. Like that, Lara began to walk away from us. I sensed some frustration in her. Jeez, can never just be in a good mood, can she? A bit hypocritical there. Is it? For some reason I was having a bit of trouble staying in character as Thane. My personal feelings were being particularly feisty tonight. You know we're going to have to deal with her soon enough. I know. I mean, we've managed to stomp out all the fires before they've started so far. I mean, imagine if we let some of them slip through the cracks. We'd be... I know. He shook his head. Ah, man. But the mere existence of them, in my mind, is grounds enough. Do you think so? I mean, obviously I think so. That's not really what matters. Right. You know, I really thought last time you'd get something good. You sure you didn't? If I did, wouldn't I tell you? Who knows. Maybe you're holding out on me. Let me rephrase then. If I did, would I really be doing nothing? Okay, you got me there. Next time then. Just nodded. He patted me on the back and began to walk away himself. Guess everybody needs their own space. Let me just reflect on this conversation. We thought last time you'd get something good. You sure you didn't? Last time, last visit to the Manjet? Last visit to the Manjet, meaning Yi and Thane are dragging people to the Manjet and torturing them to get some information for their own game? Leading to them taking over the Duats? And, the reason why our Thane has to play coy about quote-unquote getting anything is because the last torture session that Thane had on the Manjet was the one with Mercury and Lara on board. And at the start of this scenario, quote-unquote Thane turned up dead, and Mystery Person has taken over for Thane. Clearly done a good enough job that Lara still recognizes him as Thane. Well, good enough for me. The less conversations I had to go through where I only half knew what I was talking about, the better for me. Man, how is this role so stressful for me? Who knows? I guess just the fact that I knew nothing about myself. Oh, and the psychotic murderer surrounding me. That doesn't help, and the literal murders I have committed now. Anyways, I checked my pocket. Yep, I still had it. A disguised trip to the V Hall the other day ended up being worth the risk. What? People are creatures of habit, after all. But there was a time to use it. Just surviving was hollow motivation. Just learning information, barely above that. It was never my motivation then, and it shouldn't be mine now. Thane's mask was a curse, but also a blessing. Perfect opportunity the more I thought about it. So then, if I wanted to start destroying the Duats from the inside, why not start now? It was this thought that was interrupted by a faint noise. Immediately I snapped to attention. I saw Yi and Lara act similarly. Just like that, we all made for cover. Lara dove behind some bushes. He also went behind bushes, though his approach was a lot more casual. For my part, I just took a few steps and put my back up against a tree. None of us were overly frantic. Pretty obvious who was coming, after all. Still, couldn't be too safe. What's the chance this was just a passerby? But no. Coming into vision, I could see our trusty police making his way here. Seth Johnson. Ugh. This is sick. You guys are sick. You guys are around, right? You didn't just call me here to leave me with the dead body. Oh, come on. What's the tone, Seth? Seth jumped half a foot in the air as I spoke up. Well, I can't blame him. I did move from my spot behind the tree to sneak up right behind him. I could say that I did to better emulate Thane. Being honest, I just did it because I thought it would be fun. I was right. It was. He came out in stitches. Even Lara was chuckling a bit. Classic. Absolutely classic. Hey, man, don't let me give you shit again. You really are a legend. Noted. I don't see how it's funny to be joking around in an active crime scene. Especially out in public. Oh, come off it, Seth. Some would say this moon is exactly what I joke like that lands. No, I think you would have laughed if I got scared by Thane in any context. True enough. Am I the only one weirded out by the fact that Thane apparently gets more comedic when he's around a dead body? Kinda weird. I don't get more comedic. I'm just unaffected. Huh. That's better, I guess. Alright. You must be Seth, our police contact, yeah? Yeah. Cool. I'm Lara, nice to meet you. Lara stuck out her hand. Seth hesitantly accepted the handshake. Nice to meet you, too. Another Duat senior officer, I'm guessing. Yep. In fact, you've got the luxury to be dealing with all 3 senior officers, Seth. Oh, goody. Lucky me. Anyways, I just wanted to thank you for everything you've been doing. I know you might not love the arrangement. It's because of work like yours that we can do what we do. So, earnestly, thank you. You're welcome? She doesn't mean it, Seth. This is just her shtick. Huh? Hey. Could we please not get off track this quickly? Again, I want to get home. Yes, please, thank you. Alright. You two raise a good point. Time's passing rather quickly. Before we know it, those freaks who like to run at the break of dawn might start waking up soon. We do have something of a time limit for this cover-up. So then, what exactly are we looking at? To put it bluntly, this is a government official we accidentally killed. You accidentally? No, okay, forget it. Details. What happened exactly? What evidence is there? Not a whole lot. 3 of us were hanging out in those bushes. Shot him in the back with an unmarked sniper rifle. In our defense, we didn't really know it was him. You didn't notice him? What are you talking about? We're just shooting random people for fun now. Of course not. Seth, buddy, it's more nuanced than that. See, we thought it was somebody else. It turned out not to be somebody else. That's not... Seth trailed off. Then he just sighed. Do you people have to murder so much? Look, I don't like this any better than you. But trust me, if we killed the person I thought we were killing, you wouldn't have any problem with any of this. I find that hard to believe. Alright, maybe you'd have a teensy tiny problem. But I chalk that up as a more you thing than anything else. Ugh. I'm getting really sick of cleaning up after your messes. I know. I'm sorry, Seth. But you know that if you actually decided to refuse our help, you'd end up with your head on a pike back at Duat HQ, right? Seth nervously joined in with Ye's chuckling. He slapped Seth on the back twice with a bit of force. I kid. You'd actually just disappear at the bottom of the ocean. Right. mean, head on a spike. We're not animals. Of course not. Of course. Hey, he gets it. Mostly I'm putting up resistance, just doing some standard grumbling. No need to keep with the threats. Bah. I was a buzzkill, Laura. I was a buzzkill. Guys, time. Okay, then let's think. How do we want to cover up this murder? Laura, you've just been coasting here. I want to hear your actual idea on this. My idea? A bit on the spot, but okay. We could contact some of our people. Dumping over a truck. Load the body up. Transport it away. Dump it in the ocean. Then it's like the murder didn't even happen. Simple. Wow. What a garbage answer. Seriously? Yeah, seriously. Who became a senior officer with that sense? Now you're just being mean, ye. Are you? He looked over to Seth. Oh. Whatever. Anyways, no, bad idea. Ton of blood and shit here. I just saw the man die. And it's just a lot of work. There's an easier way. And that is simple. Arson. What? We just burned down the park. This guy with it. Jesus. Now who's doing too much work? It's actually pretty easy to start a fire. Besides, it's actually clean stuff up. All forensic evidence of us being here. Clear cause of death for this guy. Motive in the first place. All burns away. Okay, well, I don't hate it, so maybe not that. Not that, huh? I hadn't considered it. We don't need to harm the park. There's putting too much thought into this. Agreed. Here, look, I'm a cop. You brought me in to help with stuff like this. We'll know what your best course of action is. Hit me. Okay. Just a bolted robbery. Move this guy's face mask so he's easily recognizable. Also makes him look less sketchy. Take his wallet out of his pocket, steal the valuables from him. Move the bullet from his head, disguise the fact that he was killed by a sniper. Won't that come out in forensics? Yeah, but by that point, I've forgotten a lot about this case. Seriously? That works? You messed up, right? What about forensics? Proof that we were here. I'll be one of the officers first on the scene. Make sure to remove any forensic evidence that ties directly to you. You be sure you do that. I don't need to tell you what happens if any of us ends up in jail, do I? No. Do not. That was actually a really well-timed music change. Sometimes the music changes feel kind of arbitrary in this game, but that was actually a really well-timed one. He let out a small yawn. Alright then. Sounds sensible enough. Thane, what to do what the man said? I didn't. I nodded and bent down and looked over the corpse. Ah, man. I feel pretty bad about what I did to this guy. But, well, enough waffling about. Made a decision. I just have to live with it. For now, I had work to do. As instructed, I removed the face mask. Then I retrieved the bullet. You. Okay, hated that. But whatever. And now for the wallet. I raffled around in the guy's pockets. Eventually, I found it. Damn, not much in here. Oh well. Not the point. Also found his phone in that pocket. For good measure, I decided to give it a good stomp. There. Back in the pocket that goes. It's everything I had to do. But the others weren't really watching me right now. If there's a time to use the secret weapon, this could backfire. In a lot of ways. I wasn't sure if this was the right time. The right tact. I wasn't sure about a lot of things. Frankly, I still didn't know enough about enough things. But, well, that was the point, wasn't it? If things stayed static, nothing would break up. There'd be no opportunities, no weaknesses. This, I think, would force moves. So then, quickly I looked back to make sure I wasn't being watched, and carefully I took it out of my pocket. A cigarette. A stub, more like it. One that E had smoked. Oh. Very carefully I placed it under Gani's arm at a point hard to spot. Then I walked right back to the others. You're done now. He just nodded. Excellent. So are things handled? Pretty much, I guess. Guess I can send an anonymous tip for this body. Actually, it would be better if one of you did it. I have an early shift today. I'll partner up with Pandora and make sure we got incompetency on our side. The group continued to chat. I suddenly turned back to the body. took my phone out of my pocket. I slid over to the camera app, and very carefully, as quickly as I had taken the phone out, I slid it back in my pocket. Luckily, Lara, Yi, and Seth were too busy discussing business to notice. That'll all work? I think. I hope. The verb hope there, ironically enough, doesn't inspire much of it. Well. Immediately, we all went silent. All for the same reason. We heard something. Someone. Approaching. Last time, everybody stayed close. Pretty much knew who was approaching. This time, no clue. So instantly, all four of us ducked behind the same set of bushes. Got as low as possible, and we held our breath. We would stay as quiet as possible. The person got closer. Then I could hear them getting right next to the body. Then, I heard the light sound of weeping. Weeping? Not surprise? But that meant I thought I knew who I'd see as I peeked out. And I was right. Grieving above the bushes was Governor Aija herself. What's Governor Aija doing back here? Shh. That's weird, right? Who cares? Seth, what did this change? She's probably gonna call in to report the body soon. Luckily, we already did what we needed to do. Gotta handle things from here. You better. So we can leave now. I think that would be for the best. Just like that, we slowly crawled away until we had enough distance. And then, quite quickly, we all left Panthea's Central Park. It was quite an experience, I thought to myself. I couldn't get content yet. The work had just begun. Hey, here's an idea. You know how you sometimes get situations where one person is about to kill another person? Then the would-be victim is able to talk the would-be killer out of it. Not with, like, threats or bribes or anything. Just a full-on, no tricks, talk no jutsu reversal, which gets them to change their minds. Want to know why that works? Because on some level, deep down, the person wants to believe that they are good. It's a desire almost everyone on this earth has, no matter how evil we may seem. The unconscious mind can go to deliciously ridiculous lengths to justify itself and its actions. Convincing someone of their own flaws, their own evils. It's not an easy task. But it is quite possible. But only if, on some level, the person wants to be a good person. Oh. Gold lock. Means things get truly serious then. Gold lock for Vels. Nothing for Locke. Nothing for Laverna. Gold lock for Thane. See what comes up from Devin next time, but feels like that's where the most advanced plot lines currently lie. The tables. The turn quite tables. What exactly did our mystery Thane just put in motion? Will this bomb go off? How will Aija's involvement in this killing play out? Does this plant Devin against the Duats? Does this throw off the new Trimurti? Art is allied with Aija. The police back the Duats. Aija is the arm of the police. Technically. In terms of the whole self-sufficient Trimurti of the city. So, how will these whole events disrupt that relationship? Art contracted the Duats to kill Locke, but inadvertently killed a close confidant of Governor Aija, who she is clearly mourning now. What will Aija's next move be? What will, quote-unquote, Thane's next move be? We'll find out. Until next time, until then.